I always get asked about specific supplements that can steady your glucose levels. Now, I think we've discussed before about these sort of, because particularly after popularizing vinegar, a lot of these like vinegar supplements came out
Yes.
and gummies and all that kind of stuff. And you were like, don't take those. They're full of sugar. And I remember looking at the ingredients, was like, definitely don't take those
Yeah.
because those will not steady your sugar
And you know, these
levels.
companies have popped up and have ridden the wave of, oh, glucose is a trendy thing. And there's gummies out there that have 2 grams of sugar per gummy. And they say vinegar gummies. So you think, oh, that's going to be good for me. I'm going to be able to replace the vinegar drink with this. And for the past years, my audience, my readers have asked me, Jessie, what do I do if I don't have vinegar in my purse or I can't have a veggie starter? I'm at a birthday party. My dad doesn't want to do the hacks. Is there a supplement I can take? So I've been researching this very extensively. I found a couple things. I found that most supplements on the market that claim to steady your glucose levels are at best not very effective and at worst actually contain sugar and are bad for you. But I also found 4 very interesting plants that have been around forever that recently have been shown by scientists across the world to have a very powerful impact on your glucose levels. And so I got the highest quality ingredients, the highest quality plants, and I actually put them all in a capsule for people to use.
Yeah.
And I created this capsule called Anti-Spike.
Okay.
And it is cinnamon, antioxidants from green vegetables, mulberry leaf, and lemon peel extract.
Okay.
100% vegan and 100% natural. And what this supplement does, and this is supported by 5 years of clinical evidence, 25 clinical trials, it grabs 40% of the sugar from your meal. And instead of letting it go through to your bloodstream to create a big spike, it makes it pass through to your microbiome that feeds on it. So it's good for your microbiome and reduces the spike of whatever you're eating. Now, I know it sounds like a magic pill, and it kind of is, but I don't want people to just take this and not do the food hacks.
Yeah.
This is an additional tool in your tool belt for when you need it. But it's really amazing. So short-term impact, reducing glucose, reducing insulin, and long-term, reducing fasting glucose levels and increasing GLP-1, which is the satiety hormone that Ozempic acts on. But Ozempic tricks your brain into thinking there's more GLP-1 in your body.
Yeah.
It's a trick. You don't actually have more GLP-1. Anti-Spike actually increases GLP-1 after 6 weeks, so you feel fuller faster. So truly, to me, this is like the ultimate sidekick. If you want one supplement that is the best in the game, this is the one to use.
Okay, so we've established that this is a supplement. So
Yeah.
this is in addition to everything that you have in your diet. How before we go into the individual ingredients that sound fascinating, and I haven't come across the mulberry or the lemon peel stuff, so I really want to dive into that. How do you use the supplement? Is it in a similar way to vinegar, like before a meal,
Yes.
or is it like once a day thing?
It's
Anytime?
before the meal of your day that's going to be highest in
Okay.
carbs and sugars. You take 2 capsules right before eating, just right before, puff, and that's it.
Okay.
Do that every day to unlock the long-term benefits also of the plants.
Fab. Okay.
Yeah.
Cinnamon. So how much cinnamon is in it, and what are the sort of
Well, cinnamon
types?
is actually, interestingly, one of the most studied compounds for improving your glucose levels. And it's been used for millennia. People used to make cinnamon tea, for
Yeah.
example. And so I put it in here because it's so robust and it's so, in a sense, old school. It's not the most powerful thing. So we put 85 milligrams in here, but it's supporting you long term. Okay. And cinnamon has been trendy for a while, but it's not the one I'm the most excited about.
Okay.
Because cinnamon, as I said, is old school. The new molecules, the new plants that really are taking center stage and are so exciting is one, the lemon peel extract. Okay, so that's just polyphenols from lemon, and that unlocks the long-term benefit on GLP-1. And the second one, which is really the star of the show, is the white mulberry leaf extract.
Okay.
So, and actually, interestingly, this is completely off topic, but mulberry leaf is what silkworms eat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had
Isn't
no
that cool?
idea.
Yeah, totally off topic. But so mulberry leaf contains a molecule called DNJ. Okay, and so D&J is now one of my new favorite molecules.
D&J.
We love her; she's the best. What D&J does is she tells your little enzymes that break down carbs into glucose to just like chill and work a little bit more slowly.
Okay.
And throughout this podcast, I've explained what you want to do is slow down the breakdown of food, and so D&J does exactly that. And so what happens is that instead of, let's say, pasta or cookie, by the way, this also works on oat milk.
Okay. Oh,
or
right.
any carbs and sugars. So instead of those carbs breaking down really quickly and going through your bloodstream, thanks to the mulberry leaf extract, they break down more slowly and more of them pass through to your microbiome instead of being all absorbed into your blood.
Oh, wow. Super interesting. So D&G.
D&J.
D&J. Sorry, D&J.
It's like DNA. It's like D and Jessie.
Okay,
D&G.
D and Jessie.
No, D&J.
I would trademark that. That's brilliant.
D&J, yeah.
Okay, so mulberry. I mean, all I think about when I think of mulberries are the sort of ingredients that we use, usually dried mulberries and stuff like that. But mulberry leaf, that's
mulberry
fascinating.
leaf. And it's not just any mulberry leaf extract. So for each of these molecules that have been proven by all these trials across the world, I sourced the actual highest quality because there's cinnamon extract and cinnamon extract. There's mulberry leaf and mulberry leaf.
Yeah.
So I'm working with the absolute best scientists in the game, and I'm actually really excited to talk about this because it's been 2 years in the making.
Yeah.
And
because you didn't mention this the last time we chatted because it was secret.
It was under wraps, and I'm so proud of this product. I'm just so excited, and I think it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry for swearing.
No, sorry.
It really is. I'm super excited, and I love the idea that some people will be able to give this to their parents or grandparents who don't want to change their diets but have diabetes, for example. And I'm excited for people to have something in their purse they can take with them. It works on people with diabetes, without diabetes. It works on everybody. So
yeah.
I'm
So
stoked.
the lemon peel, that's really interesting. So that's like a natural Ozempic. Would you?
In a way, if you want, yes. It's better than Ozempic because so GLP-1 is this hormone in your body that tells you I'm full. After you've had like a big meal and your aunt is like, Rupi, have some more cake. You're like, no, I'm really full, auntie. I really cannot. That feeling of being stuffed.
Yeah.
One of the reasons you feel that way is because of GLP-1, the satiety hormone. And Ozempic, what it does is it tricks your brain into thinking there's more GLP-1 in your body. So it tricks your brain into thinking that you're really full. What the lemon peel extract does is it actually tells your microbiome, hey, let's make more GLP-1. GLP-1 is great. It's healthy. And as a result, over 6 weeks, you have a 15% GLP-1 increase in your body. It's not a trick. It is actually happening.
Right.
And that makes me very excited because, I mean, as you know, the Ozempic craze has been crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to feel fuller,
Yeah.
but Ozempic is just a trick. It's not real. Whereas this is working with your microbiome to create more of that GLP-1.
That's fascinating. I'm definitely going to look into that. And the green veg extracts that because we're looking into sort of green powders right now and sort of like trying to decipher what the evidence for the markers. Green powders like everywhere. I mean, athletic greens is the OG, and there's loads of questions as to whether people should be eating them, whether they actually have any benefits. There are certain green vegetables that we've come across that certainly have some evidence behind them, and I think they are good supplements. Supplements are a great diet. What are the green veggies that you decided to put in here, or the polyphenols from green
They're
veg?
amazing. Okay, so we have purple carrot, spinach, broccoli, cabbage, asparagus, zucchini, cucumber, and artichoke.
Okay, great.
So we have 100 milligrams of these antioxidants. And vegetables have so many great compounds in them, but the antioxidants is one that is quite easy to extract when it's done well, and it gives your body more capacity to fight against whatever crazy stuff you're feeding it and whatever crazy stuff is happening. So more antioxidants is always a good idea. And I wanted to do a veggie antioxidant blend because most people need to eat more vegetables.
Yeah.
So it's a really good complementary molecule to put in anti-spike, so you get some of that value. However, still eat your veggies. Okay, I'm not saying this is replacing veggies.
Totally.
It's an additive thing.
Yeah.
Because one problem I have with a lot of the green powders is that people will have that and then the rest of the day will eat no plants.
Totally.
Because they're like, oh, I had my veggie powder. Yeah, but it's not the same.
Yeah, exactly. And you talked about the food matrix. You talked about the added benefits of that complement of different compounds that are very hard to extract in their singular form. There's lots of unknowns and probably unknown unknowns about why eating vegetables per se are just so good for you. So like
the
you
matrix
said,
is fascinating.
yeah.
Did you see I posted recently a graph on Instagram comparing 100 grams of lentils versus 100 grams of lentil pasta, exact same ingredients. So it's like spaghetti made with lentil flour.
They're really popular with gluten-free peeps.
So exact same nutritional facts, okay? But the matrix is changed.
Completely, yeah.
In the lentils, no spike. In the lentil pasta, big spike. Because it's been blended and the fibers have been pulverized and it's much faster to be absorbed into your bloodstream.
And so when you did that comparison, is it just plain lentils and plain?
Completely plain. Completely plain. Exact same quantity, exact same molecules, just the matrix is changed.
That's really interesting because lentils, unlike oats, have got protein, they've got fiber.
And the lentil pasta as well, right? It's all the same. But it's just the format that's changed.
Oh, wow. So do you recommend people not have lentil pasta anymore? Or
no, I mean, listen, it's so fine. that's where people go with it. I just wanted to show this cool experiment.
I think
lentil pasta is still great for you. It's better for you than regular pasta. But also, if you want to eat pasta, just eat regular pasta. And, have a veggie starter with it. I'm kind of on the side of just eat the stuff you like and add some hacks so it reduces the impact.
Totally.
But I think it's cool to show that the whole version of the food is always going to be better.
I think these are really interesting, and I think I'm constantly questioning myself because we did a podcast on the food matrix and juicing and smoothies, and my sort of heuristic or rule of thumb is, go for a smoothie rather than a juice. With the juice, you're going to have like refining of the fiber and stuff. You're not going to have that sort of impact of slowing the digestion of sugars because it doesn't coat your intestines, etc., etc. They did a small study where they compared the impact of juicing and juiced fruit and smoothied fruit, and they measured their glucose levels, and they found the exact opposite.
Did they measure insulin?
No, they didn't measure insulin. No,
because the fruit juice really triggers high insulin release.
Yes,
therefore, it can reduce the spike with a negative consequence. Because you can reduce the spike of a food by increasing insulin levels.
Yes,
but that's not good. So you have to measure both.
And they were also in healthy individuals. So you would anticipate a healthy insulin response to the same food. Whereas if someone's insulin response is overwhelmed or impaired because of pathology, then so and one of the other explanations were the absorption of different polyphenols in the fruit that could be mimicking the sort of glucose flattening impact as well. So we're always sort of questioning things, and I think it's really important to understand the impact of the food matrix, even though we might not understand it completely at the moment. Yeah, this has been fascinating. I wanted to ask you, you've impacted so many people. What is the most valuable thing that you're getting from the work that you're doing right now?
Oh, interesting. I mean, purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard. It looks all rosy on Instagram and stuff, but it's hard. I'm running a small team. We're trying to make stuff. I have a big audience. I'm very careful. I understand, the power that I have now with this big of an audience. So it's difficult, and I try my absolute best so that everything I make is top quality. In this book, every single sentence, padding on the boxes on a page, photograph, like recipe, quantity, I'm in there. I'm making every single thing. Anti-Spike has been 2 years of complete and utter focus of creating a physical product. The amount of regulation, testing that has to go into this. You cannot even imagine the logistical situation. This is launching globally at the same time. It's just like, it's huge projects. So it's hard, but I love it.
Yeah.
And it's purpose. When I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a difficult day. I have to do all these things. But also I'm like, you know what? I would take this every time over my previous job, which was great, but didn't really fulfill me in the same way.
Yeah. And that lends a question at, you're teaching us about how to keep our glucose level steady. How do you keep yourself steady and grounded,
Like mentally?
Yeah.
I sleep a lot. I don't drink alcohol. I work out almost every day. I have a solid crew, you know, family, friends that I can count on. I cry a lot. Crying for me is a really good way to regulate my nervous system. I have very easy access to crying. So when I feel stressed or overwhelmed, I'll just cry for 10 minutes and then I feel so much better. I write a lot. It helps me. I have an amazing therapist. All the boring things.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have like a magic solution. And then if something is really hard, I'm just like, you know, today was a really hard day. And I sort of let it move through me. I don't want to store any of the stress. I try to move it as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
So I think I have good emotional hygiene.
Yeah.
I'm always like, you know, if something is hard, I'll call up a friend. I'm like, today was really hard. Can I just vent for 10 minutes? They're like, yeah, sure, babe. So I just vent and like, blah, 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 blah. And that helps. You know, processing, moving.
Definitely. Yeah.